They said his body was vaporized, that no one could have survived the orbital bombardment, that heroes like him die and become legend. But when she lifted the scorched helmet from the ashes of a forgotten battlefield, it whispered a lie everyone believed for 100 years. Find me. I'm alive. Dr. Mira Voss wasn't supposed to be on Galis 4. The planet had been marked off limits since the last battle of the Century War, a dead world, they called it. Ashes and silence. But for a historian of military archaeology like her, forbidden places whispered the loudest secrets. Her expedition had been quiet. A 5-person team, all carefully chosen. They'd been mapping old wreckage, marking what little was left, melted tanks, fragmented power armor, and blackened bones too far gone for DNA scans. But it wasn't until they reached the Ridge of the Fallen that everything changed. She spotted it half buried beneath carbon ash. A helmet, scorched, cracked down one side, yet unmistakably human. The golden eagle emblem on the brow was nearly gone, but the etching below, it was clear. Fleet Commander Kale Renix. Mira froze. This couldn't be real. Renix had been the last commander of Earth's Prime Armada. He'd led the charge that stopped the Dravari Empire's fleet from reaching Sol itself. His death had been broadcast live, or so the records claimed. His ship was seen exploding in orbit. There was nothing left. Yet here, on this godforsaken world, was his helmet. And as Mira turned it over in her hands, a soft flicker glowed in its cracked HUD display. Find me. I'm alive. Her breath hitched. She stumbled back, nearly dropping it. Dr. Voss, her assistant called. Everything all right? Yeah, she lied. Just dust in my eyes. She tucked the helmet into her satchel. That night, while her team slept, Mira replayed the message in private. The signal was embedded in the helmet's emergency data core. Not a glitch. A purposefully recorded message. Not a distress beacon, but a trailhead. The coordinates attached pointed somewhere deep within Galis 4's southern wastes, far from any known settlements or wreckage. In her gut, Mira felt something ancient stir. She didn't tell the team. The next morning, under the guise of scouting solo, she hiked 3 kilometers beyond the mission perimeter. Through frozen sandstorms, over broken mesh now fossilized into the earth. The helmet's signal pulsed louder in her wrist display as she neared a jagged outcrop. It looked like nothing, just wind-worn stone. But when she pressed her hand to the rock face, something hummed. A door, disguised perfectly against the stone, hissed open. And beyond it, a tunnel. Mira hesitated only for a moment, then stepped inside. It descended into darkness lit by faint, blue circuitry along the walls. The technology didn't match any known alien or human designs. Smooth. Seamless. Not built, but grown. After 20 minutes of walking, she found it. A vast chamber, humming with warmth. At the center stood a stasis pod. Dust-free. Active. Waiting. And inside, unmistakably, was him. Kale Renix. Older than she remembered from the vids, yes. But unmistakable. His armor, scorched but intact, still bore the insignia of Earth's lost command. A faint pulse blinked on the pod's console. Vital signs, stable. He was alive. Myra's hands shook as she hovered over the control panel. Do not awaken without protocol override. Warning, system lockdown. Stasis integrity critical. Then her wrist display lit up again. Another signal, different this time. Not from the pod. From her satchel. From the helmet. She pulled it out. A voice, his voice, echoed softly. If you're hearing this, it means you found me. And you weren't supposed to. Not yet. But it's too late now. You need to wake me. They're coming. And Earth doesn't know. Mira stared at the stasis pod, heart pounding. She had no clearance. No authorization. Only one thing remained clear. A man declared dead for a century was still alive, buried beneath a war-torn world. And something worse was on its way. She took a deep breath and pressed the override. The override code pulsed on the stasis pod's interface. Mira hesitated only a second longer before pressing her palm to the console. A sharp hiss echoed through the chamber. Frosted glass cracked, then peeled back. Steam poured out around the opening. The lights along the floor glowed red. Vital stabilizing. Kale Renix's body jolted. Once, twice. As if fighting the years clinging to his muscles. Then, slowly his eyes opened. He gasped, the air burning his lungs, and stumbled forward. Mira caught him. Where, his voice was hoarse, dry, disoriented. Where am I? You're on Galis 4, Mira said softly. It's been 100 years. Kale's eyes locked onto hers. Confusion gave way to clarity in an instant. What year? 3142. He exhaled sharply, leaning against her. Then I'm late. She helped him sit on a nearby bench as his muscles regained strength. They told us you died in orbit, Mira said. Your ship was destroyed. Deliberately. Kale looked up, but not by the Dravari. The enemy that attacked Earth wasn't what we thought. Mira froze. Then who? Kale reached into the side of his old armor. His fingers shook slightly, but he pulled out a crystal chip and handed it to her. Play this. She slotted it into her wrist display. A hologram flickered to life, video feed from Kale's last battle. It showed the Dravari fleet retreating, then something else appearing behind them. A black void, a shape that moved without stars reflecting off it. And then, in a single frame, the entire front line vanished. No explosion, just erased. That's not possible, Mira whispered. They're called Nullborn, Kale said. An ancient race, not interested in conquest, but in deletion. They don't leave ruins. Just silence. Why didn't you tell Earth? I tried, but the transmission never made it back. Our fleet was destroyed before I could send the warning. My ship took the hit meant for Sol itself, and I crash-landed here. He clenched his fist. I used an alien stasis vault from the old ruins. Kept myself frozen until Earth was ready. Ready for what? War. But not the kind we know. Nullborn don't attack in waves. They infiltrate. They corrupt systems. They erase entire civilizations before the galaxy even notices they were there. Mira shook her head. If you knew all this, why stay asleep? I left the message in the helmet as a last resort. If Earth advanced enough to decode it, maybe we had a chance. But now that you're here, Kale stood. It means they're already on the move. Suddenly, Myra's wrist display beeped. A new signal. She tapped it. Incoming transmission, Earth command, classified frequency. It was static at first. Then a voice crackled through. Galis 4, unauthorized excavation. Nullborn's signature detected. All personnel evacuate. Fleet en route. Kale's eyes narrowed. They found us. The ground beneath the vault trembled. Mira glanced around. You said they don't conquer. They erase. Kale turned toward the door. Then we don't wait for it to happen. They raced through the corridor, the ancient vault rumbling around them. Outside, the sky was already shifting, gray clouds swirling unnaturally, blocking out the stars. Kale looked up. They're waking up the gate. Mira frowned. What gate? He pointed toward the distant mountains. A black spire, once thought to be a natural formation, began pulsing with eerie purple light. That's where they breach reality. Kale activated a beacon from his armor, somehow still functional after a century. Moments later, a long dormant stealth shuttle decloaked in the sand nearby. Mira stared at it in disbelief. How is that thing still operational? I don't build things to die, Kale said simply. They boarded. The cockpit came alive under his touch. As the engines roared to life, the helmet Mira had found still sat in her satchel. Its message now burned into her soul. Find me. I'm alive. She had. And now the man the galaxy thought lost was the only one who could save it. As they lifted off, Mira asked, where to now? Kale looked back at the spire. First, we destroy that gate. She nodded. And after? Kale's voice was steel. We warn Earth. We rebuild the fleet. And this time, we don't just fight back. The shuttle roared into the sky as the clouds twisted into monstrous shapes. Behind them, the stasis chamber collapsed. Ahead of them, war. But Mira smiled. Because Kale Renix had returned. And this time, they were ready.